in this episode. Might as well plant some potatoes. Hello everybody and welcome to the Garage 54 Detailing Studio channel, and you're watching Laundering. In our last video, we took upon ourselves the epic task of cleaning our paws. We gave the cabin a deep clean, washed the entire shell, removed all of the decals. We have a comprehensive video about that on our channel, so go ahead and watch it, leave a comment, hit the like button. Meanwhile, we're continuing to look for cars local to Novosibirsk and the province. And today we've got something new in store for you. This is a GAZ 3110 belonging to a viewer. He sent us a few pictures, and we've chosen to do his car. And this thing is in terrible condition. The cabin is unbelievably dirty, there's a thick layer of dust. You've got soil and other stuff. The owner explained to us that he drives that car to his village, and that he runs that thing basically non-stop. Takes his granddaughter to school. We figured that his granddaughter shouldn't ride to school in these sorts of conditions, and so we're gonna give this car a proper clean. There it is. Well, it doesn't look too bad. Okay, so as far as I've heard, the heater on this thing doesn't work. Well, you see, I started the car so that I could time how long it takes to warm it up. We'll maybe ask the guys to have a look and fix the problem. Don't worry about brushing it off. It's not a long drive. Thanks for providing the car. We will give you a call as soon as we're finished. So either you can hop on by, or we might even deliver it back to you. No, I should be thanking you. We're gonna be on our way now. The owner requested we don't show his face. Okay, and so with that, we've made it to the garage. Let's begin washing the exterior, shall we? We will ask the guys to fix the door lock, which is very difficult to open. Let's get to work. Before we start working on the exterior and applying all sorts of cleaning compounds, we need to do a bit of prep. Namely, we need to remove the loose dirt and get the shell up to ambient temperature. We do a pressure wash at this stage to raise the body temperature in the winter and cool it off in the summer, so that all the compounds work properly. We need to work our way from the bottom up, so that we don't miss a single dirty spot. We need to be especially thorough with the rims and the wheel arches, getting all of the ice and crusty dirt out of there. After we clean off the entire shell, it's time to go over it once more with some running water to remove any residual dust. Now we apply the first stage compound to the entire body, so that the compound takes its time eating through the nasty filth down on the rocker panels. We work our way from the bottom up. In order to keep the compound from drying out, we're free to touch it up. Now we wait 2 to 3 minutes for the foam to do its thing, and then we remove it. Now it's time to clean the metallic dust from the wheels and the shell. It accumulates on each and every car, bites into the paint, and begins to corrode, ruining the upper layer of the clear coat. You tend to find the most dust on the wheels, of course, with it coming from the brake pads. We let the compound work for about 3 to 4 minutes and then wash it off using plenty of water. Before applying the primary compound for hand washing the bodywork, I decided I should clean the engine bay. Why now instead of at the start? The engine and associated components need to be cool, and so I let the motor cool down on its own. The car has been sitting for a while, so we may begin. The overall situation would be described by basically any car owner as nothing special. Cars do drive, and this is a completely normal look for an engine bay, which you'd see in 95% of all cars. So first we remove the battery and spray some dielectric liquid onto any exposed connectors. Then we use a spray bottle to apply the cleaning compound. The engine has to be dry for this, to make sure the compound works properly, so no need to pressure wash anything. Now we wait for 15 to 20 minutes while it does its thing, while preparing the tools we'll be using. We will need a thick synthetic wool paintbrush and a thick cleaning brush. We'll be using the paintbrush to clean the tight spots, and we're gonna have to press down hard to get all of the dirt off. Also, I'm using a lamp for the sake of convenience. So after cleaning everything with our brushes, we use a pressure washer to remove the compound. First we do the hood all around. It's best to avoid the heat insulation, as not to ruin it. The compound is removed in a spiral sort of manner, with the nozzle 40 centimeters away, working from the outside in. We can bring the nozzle closer only if it's a metal surface being washed. After washing the compound off, we do a check, and if the result is subpar, we repeat the entire process. Now we let the engine dry on its own. Later we'll use a turbo dryer and compressed air for good measure. Time to resume washing the body and apply some shampoo. We'll begin by washing the wheels and arches. The tires need to be thoroughly scrubbed with a brush. The wheel spokes we clean with a sponge. The areas next to the nuts and the hub cover we do with a paintbrush. And now it's time to cover the entire shell with shampoo. Now we take a bucket with a grit divider, a macro pore sponge, and work our way from top to bottom to clean the entire body. That's while visually dividing the car into 3 areas, with the first one including the roof, greenhouse, trunk lid, and hood. After doing the first area, we move downwards and clean the body all around down to the rocker panels and wheel arches, without forgetting to rinse the sponge. Upon making it all the way down, we take a new sponge and clean the lower bits, including the rocker panels, lower parts of the bumpers, wheel arches, and towing hitch. After cleaning everything with a sponge, we take a paintbrush, mix a bit of shampoo in a little container, and give the tight spots a once-over. Time to wash off the compound and begin the drying. We can easily dry the entire shell using just 2 microfiber towels, working our way from the top down. No need to rub it down. Just lay the towel and let the microfiber soak up the water. Okay guys, we're done washing the exterior and the engine bay, so it's time to attend to the cabin. Let's have a closer look at what we're dealing with. As we noticed earlier, the condition is just atrocious. This is just all sorts of wrong. You've got soil. It even looks as if there are plants growing in here. Well, looks like we have our work cut out for us. We'll get there. The first thing we do is remove the unnecessary junk from the cabin. Take out any trash, remove the seats, empty the entire trunk, get the trim off the pillars and rocker panels. Okay, so we've gotten rid of everything we needed to, and here's what we see after taking the seats out. Underneath that linoleum, which used to cover the entire floor, we see some wonderful factory carpet, which is in pretty decent shape, aside from it being wet. Looks like there was some standing water in here. Regardless, we're gonna go ahead and we'll give it a clean, get it nice and dry, and see what's underneath. Make sure there's no water down there. If there is, we'll remove it and begin cleaning the cabin, working our way from the top down. Let's begin. We'll start with the headliner. I'm not a fan of these sorts of jobs, especially in sedans, which are extremely inconvenient. Plus, it's hard to adjust the lighting for you to see before and after. That said, here that shouldn't be a problem. This liner is so far off from its original color that you won't have any trouble seeing the difference. Now, since we removed the plastic trim from the pillars and rocker covers, I decided to collect the dust and loose dirt. We cleaned the entire carpet, the seams, and every other spot we can possibly reach. Time to clean the floor. I immediately realized that I'm not getting this done without my tornator. Then again, I always use it anyway, so it's gonna help us knock out any sand that has been accumulating over time, which there is plenty of. After using the tornator, we collect the sand, working until we get all of it out of there. Knock it out, vacuum it up, and now we apply a fabric cleaner, getting ready to whip out the rotary brush. This has to be the easiest stage when deep cleaning a car. After finishing with the brush, we need to rinse the carpet while extracting the compound. We take our carpet cleaner and go over each cleaned area a few times. And after the carpet, we tend to the door cards. We apply a material cleaning compound and clean off each door card manually with a brush. Now we wash the compound off using a water-filled tornator. The cloth bits we dry by blowing air from our tornator. Now we begin cleaning the dash and center console using essentially the same method. We apply the compound using a spray bottle, without letting too much water accumulate. The air vents require special attention. Then we clean with a bit of water from the tornator. Then we clean the buttons, ashtrays, and plastic seams using a paintbrush. Excess moisture we remove with air from the tornator, then wipe everything down with a microfiber towel. With that, we're done with the cabin and it's time to clean the seats. The driver and front passenger seats each had 2 covers. The owner must have really wanted to preserve them. But that's not enough to keep the dust out. The covers we stick into a washing machine, which will give them a delicate wash for us. As for the seats, they all need help from a rotary brush and our tornator. First, we extract the dust with some air, while slightly opening the water nozzle to keep it from flying around. We apply a fabric cleaner and use the rotary brush to remove the most obvious stains. Next, we use our wet cleaning vacuum to extract the compound from the fabric. If it stays in there and dries up, stains might appear later on, so we need to go about this procedure carefully. After doing one half of the rear seat, we can clearly see a big difference. The headrests we clean separately using the same method. Next, we clean the plastic trim. This won't take too long. We just apply some interior cleaner, and a brush should make easy work of this. We rinse with some running water and wipe it all dry. All that's left to do is the trunk. We've already removed all of the junk and the trim bits, so now we vacuum the loose dirt and wipe the panels down with a damp rag. Let's clean the plastic with a brush and begin washing the fabric. Just like with the cabin carpet, let's knock the sand out and collect it with a vacuum. Then apply a cleaner and work with a rotary brush. Now we extract the compound, and with that, the carpet is clean. Okay guys, we've finished cleaning the Volga, which was a serious undertaking, with us washing the engine bay, doing a two-stage clean of the body. We also cleaned the trunk, washed the entire cabin. The headliner was tedious to clean, with how filthy it used to be. It was pretty horrible. And now we're going to return the car to its owner and see how he reacts. Hit that like button, share this video. Garage 54 Detailing over and out. Hello. We bring you the car to the exact same spot we picked it up from. Have a look. We fixed the heater, the door lock. Everything works, it's warm inside. I see. Thank you. My wife was all like, "Where's shoe covers?" Well, I feel like that might be a bit much. Thanks for providing your car. No, thank you. Have a nice day.